Good evening, everyone. First up, we'll just have a quick chat about Jasmine. Jasmine was named at 10 p.m. last night and has since intensified to a Category 2 system. It's very asymmetrical. It remains well off the Queensland coast and will continue to move away. There's very little doubt. In fact, there's no doubt about that movement pattern whatsoever. If we go into the track map, you can definitely have a look at how she's expected to move. So there's our coastline, Category 2. Most basically, there's only gales on its northern side. There's a little bit of stuff to its south, but not too much at all. And we'll continue to move east, and then probably east-southeast till it's well east of our area of responsibility. Then it might start to curve a bit more southeast as it heads towards Noumea, and eventually die way out towards the date line. So that's Jasmine's future, so for us locally, nothing to worry about at all and never will be. Following the awesome rain event in Townsville on Friday night, we had another good rain event on Saturday night just to the south of Townsville. So the places that missed out in our big rain event on the Friday night ended up getting smashed on Saturday night, and the places that got smashed Friday night ended up just getting a little bit of rain Saturday night. And we also had some moderate to heavy falls here, some moderate falls on the wet tropics coastline. But if we click into the Townsville to Mackay area, we can see the places that really copped it. Majors Creek 103 mils, 4 Mile Alert 122. There's a few places on the way into Townsville 50 plus, and getting into the southern parts of Townsville and the western parts of Townsville that probably cop most of this, about 10 to 15 or 10 to 20 mils there. There are reports of trees down in the suburbs of Rupert's Wood, Rangewood. There has been reports of trees down and a lot of branches getting blown off trees. So we have had reports there. So perhaps that thunderstorm that did go through Townsville yesterday evening should have been severe storm warned. Over to the north here towards the Cardwell, Tully, we've got falls in them just tapping into moderate, which is 25 to 50 mils. So there was a reasonably active period there last night. With the movement of that cyclone to the east, it's brought in dry, stable or more stable air, not necessarily too dry, but more stable air into the region. And so we've seen some decent falls out here towards Airhome Hill area, with Rita Island picking up 35 millimeters, and most of the Burdekin picking up anywhere from 1 to 15 mils in this area. However, we are entering a more stable pattern for the next couple of days. Just wanting to show you just how marginal this cyclone that is in the Coral Sea really is. It's only 35 to 45 knots to the northern and parts of the western semicircle, and very, very small parts of the northeastern semicircle. There's very little in the way of gale force plus gusts to the south. There is this one barb here at 35 knots. Most of the rest of the winds though are 25 to 30 knots. So it's a really marginal cyclone in the Australian classification system, and in any other basin it wouldn't even be classified a cyclone itself. So it is marginal, but it is blowing fairly strong in the northern quadrant. So we are looking at 40, maybe even 50 knots in just to the north of the eye. So it is definitely of cyclone intensity and possibly Category 2 intensity in the northern edge. However, the rest of the system is barely Category 1. So we see for the next 7 days or so, we're looking at a much more inactive period over the tropics, where we're looking at some decent rain over the northern peninsula. If we continue to scroll up, this is a rainfall chart over 7 days, courtesy of the Brisbane Storm Chasers, www.bsch.au.com. If you want to see some other cool charts and some cool graphics from these guys, they do a great job at the GFS model. And you can see very much the monsoon related stuff is really isolated to the northern tip of Cape York Peninsula. We do get some heavier storm activity on the tablelands this week, as well as we see some troughing develop over eastern Queensland. We also see a little bit of shower and storm activity over the inland Burdekin, and then pushing into west of Mackay we'll see some fairly good storm activity, and then further south towards Emerald as well, fairly good storm activity all in this region through the week. So we're back to basically a November type pattern of hot, humid and stormy conditions over eastern Queensland, without too much potential for heavy rainfall. And basically that's what our forecast reads. If you look at the Herbert Lower Burdekin forecast, it's pretty much par for the course. We're looking at isolated showers tomorrow, then the trough develops on Tuesday. We get isolated showers and thunderstorms. Then we get scattered showers and isolated storms, and scattered showers and isolated storms. And you could basically carbon copy that entire forecast for the Central Coast and Whitsundays, and for the North Tropical Coast and Tablelands. The northern goldfields, upper Flinders, is more so the activity will be located more on the eastern section of that district, and the central highlands and coalfields, you can basically copy and paste that forecast as well. So we are starting to look at more increase in activity towards midweek, and then definitely by the end of the week. Here's the EC models take on the rainfall in the North Queensland region over the next 2 days. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m, not much going on. You can check out for yourself there. A little bit of isolated shower activity, not much happening at all though. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m, very little happening through the entire part of North and Far North Queensland. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m, there's a little bit of shower activity inland of Cairns. 1 a.m. to 4 a.m, continued shower activity to the northwest, west-northwest of Cairns. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow, we start to see an increase in showers and maybe even an isolated storm in there over the peninsula, drifting back to the southwest through here, the northern goldfields. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Monday, we start to see some heavier storm activity. So as this low pushes further and further away from us, we do start to see destabilisation. So today was pretty stable. We had a very stable atmosphere. We had inversions everywhere. We had a subsiding atmosphere. Tomorrow we start to see just the very start of a destabilisation process. Monday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. we continue to see that shower and storm activity on the peninsula. Some isolated convective showers could be forming here just near the coast. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, basically nothing in the district except for the far north. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. we get some really good storm activity developing over the western peninsula. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. continued good storm activity over the western peninsula, but devoid of any type of cloud or any type of rainfall over the northern tropical coast, central coast Whitsundays and the Herbert Burdekin. Tuesday, 10 p.m. Monday to 1 a.m. on Tuesday, we do start to see a little bit of shower activity popping back into this area well west of Cairns. 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. Tuesday, same deal, just some showers there, a couple of showers offshore. Tuesday between 4 and 7 in the morning, we do start to see just shower activity creeping back into this region, the the Tablelands region, and also further west. Tuesday till 10 a.m, this is when we start to see destabilisation occurring. So we do start to see the potential for showers developing throughout the region. Except for maybe the extreme coastal fringe between about Cairns and Ingham. Between 10 and 1, we continue to see that destabilisation process. Tuesday 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. we start to see even storm activity developing on the tablelands and pushing further north into the peninsula, and even some potential isolated weak storms in the Herbert Burdekin. And this is the last one we'll look at, is Tuesday 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So we see a general decrease in thunderstorm activity. These ones push offshore way down south towards Rocky or Yeppoon, and then St. Lawrence, and then we've got one big cell that this model's predicting, and another one further to its north. So that's basically in a nutshell. We are heading into a reasonably quiet pattern. However, we will see those afternoon showers and storms, and so until we start to see a major rainfall event, we'll issue these little outlooks on a morning starting Tuesday morning, and we'll look specifically, unless there's a big area we need to focus on, we'll look specifically at the potential for the Herbert and Lower Burdekin to experience showers and storms for that day. However, if there is an area that we do need to focus on for storm activity, we will do so anywhere in North and Far North Queensland. Thanks very much for watching tonight. As I say, going into a stable period. Our next update now will therefore be on Tuesday morning, since Monday is going to be very quiet. So Tuesday morning for our next update. Thank you.